ahead and cue up our first guest of the day, the Zac Attack.
Haas, Seljaas, 3. Got it! Why not? Zac Attack here at Pepperdine. 10 on the day. 8 coming after halftime.
Zac Seljaas, 10 straight points at one point in Malibu. BYU senior forward in Studio B. Zac, great to have you back on the show.
Thanks for having me.
Everything's looking nice. The mustache, the hair. Are you pleased with how this has evolved?
Yeah, I think so. I don't think this was a plan, but it is now, I guess. And I guess you said it looks good, so we'll go with that.
I think it looks good.
You've become a social media phenomenon. Whether you like it or not, you've gained a lot of national attention.
Come on, you like
mustache.
it, dude. You're wiping the stash. You're playing at the you love it.
For the mullet. Why do you think it is people can't get enough of the mustache and the mullet?
I have no idea. I mean, it's gross. It's both the mustache and the mullet are both gross. And I think that's why people like it. And so someone has to do it, and I guess I'll be the one that does it.
Let's talk strategy as a producer, okay? So in the NCAA tournament, we don't want to get ahead of ourselves, but you could legitimately be in one shining moment, okay? So you hit a 3, you do this, so I think you need to know where the cameras are. Okay,
Yeah.
That's my recommendation is where's the handheld or where's the main camera where it's going to be seen well, and then after you win the national championship on April 4th or whatever, you're in one shining moment. Okay, this is my recommendation. How do you feel about it?
I feel good. Hopefully my wife feels good with that.
Okay.
I mean, she might not like that because that might be my brand after that.
Oh, it's definitely your brand, Zac. It's a little too late for that, right?
Yeah, I mean, but there's still a little time that we can just let it be for this year.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know that you need to find the cameras. I'm pretty sure the cameras will find Zac.
They will find you. What I mean is angles.
Okay.
Angles.
Blocking.
The proper
framing.
angles.
Yes.
At this point, Chris Burgess is joking about growing a mustache too. Is this a real thing that he's going to attempt as well?
Oh, he probably won't grow it. He won't grow it. He'll say he will, and all the coaches will say they will, but only the real ones grow the mustache.
Sean Olmstead did a few years ago with the women's volleyball team. It was legit.
Yeah.
It was really good. Okay, let's talk about Pepperdine. What a big win. This was a game where you could certainly go to Malibu and think, oh, we're ranked 17th. We just beat Gonzaga. But you guys had a tremendous second half. You had 10 in a row, 1 point. Take us through the mindset of, okay, we got to finish this regular season off strong.
Yeah, going into that game, we knew it was going to be a big game. We knew that we're going to have to fight every single second, because we did come off a really big win, and we are ranked and everything, but we still had, we had to finish the season. We weren't done with that Gonzaga game. We had to keep going, and, we kind of in that first half were, a little slow and stuff, but going into that second half, we're like, all right, this is time. We got to go. We got to get on a run. Like, the season's not over. And after that game, we're able to, celebrate and everything, but now it's back to, all right, the season's not over. We still have more games to play, and we just have to keep going and keep fighting.
Zac Seljaas with us on BYU Sports Nation. You're not sure who you will play. If chalk prevails, it would be St. Mary's in a Monday semifinal. You just went a full week without playing a game. Now it's going to be 9 days. How do you manage that? What's the game plan when you have an extended layoff?
I think just to make sure that you're prepared mentally and physically. As you go throughout the week, you just have to be able to do the rehab that you need, be able to stay, conditioned for a game, and then be able to know mentally that you're going to have to go out there and fight again. You have a week off, so you kind of have to just relax and take it one day at a time still, and just know that you got to prepare yourself for that Monday and then be able to fight again.
Yoli Childs goes off for 38. Pepperdine decides we're not going to let BYU shoot a ton of threes, right? At what point did you realize, hey, we're just going to throw it into him and he's going to carry this?
I think right from the start. I mean, he kept getting easy buckets, and they're playing him one-on-one, and I would take that any day. Yoli going one-on-one in the post, and so we kept going, and everyone was like, Coach, we need to go back into Yoli, and we just kept doing it, and it worked, and he had a great game and helped us a lot. We needed that kind of spark to go throughout, and I think that's the awesome part is we can go to him, TJ, Jake, whenever, and it just kind of rotates, and that's what makes our team great.
You in the post too. You got some post moves now. You've been going to that the last 2 games.
Yeah, whenever Yoli needs a little break, I'll just go in there.
And then you're putting your hand out like too small or something, right? That's the signal.
Yeah, they're a little too small.
We're talking with Zac Seljaas on BYU Sports Nation. It's been an interesting story arc for Yoli with the 9-game suspension to begin the season and his finger injury. He is now in the conversation to be West Coast Conference Player of the Year. Did he just solidify that with 38 points and 14 rebounds, in your opinion?
I think so. I mean, he's such a great player, and every night he brings it, and he's always doing something even better the next day. And so I think that he deserves it, and that's not being biased of being his teammate. I think he really does deserve it, and I think he has that kind of swagger where he can go day in and day out and be that kind of guy and to be that conference player. And so, I mean, I think he deserves it, but we also have so many great players in the WCC. And I think a lot of guys get looked over, and I think we have a lot of guys that are really good. And, I mean, Yoli is a fantastic player, and he'll have a great career after this as well.
Up to 9 in net, which is incredible. Top 20 in most of the metrics that matter. Lenardi still has BYU as a 6. Do you care what seed you end up with in the NCAA tournament?
I care to an extent. You know, you kind of care just because you want to know. You want to know where, like, how people see you. But at this point, it's all right. Just tell us where we're going, tell us who we're playing, and let's go. You know, and that's kind of how it was this week. You know, we want to know who we're playing, you know, what time, where we're going, and then go to Vegas and let's go. Like, we just want to play Monday, and that's kind of our focus now. Is whatever's going to happen Monday is, you know, on our mind from here on until that day, and we're just going to prepare for that moment.
Are you expecting St. Mary's, and then Saturday night, if it's not, you'll prepare then for somebody else?
I mean, you have to prepare for everyone. You know, the tournament is crazy, and, you know, everyone brings it. You know, you just never know. And so you just have to, you know, focus on you, your team, and to be able to get us right before we start, you know, thinking ahead of ourselves.
How would you explain the role of Zac Seljaas on this BYU basketball team?
And say it in third person.
In third person? Man, I have no idea. I think Zach is someone who is kind of just does whatever, you know, is kind of that guy that, you know, whatever coach wants, he can go do it. You know, whatever you need, he'll do it. If you want him to celebrate on the bench, he'll do it. And I think that's just kind of the mentality that you have to take. And, you know, when you have such a great team and so many great players, you got to have someone who just is a role guy and is just able to kind of bring everyone together and just do whatever is necessary to win.
Well, currently, Zach
Look at that coachability.
I know.
You explained the play once.
Impressive.
And he runs the play.
Currently, Zach is a guy that's gone double-digit scoring in the past 2 games.
Yeah, let's talk about that. So Dalton Nixon goes down, four games ago. You've sort of taken some of the role, especially defensively against Killian Tilly, against Gonzaga, and a few more points. It feels like you've been a little more aggressive on both ends of the floor. Was that a conscious effort without Dalton in there?
Yeah. I mean, defensively is more you got to go in and we got to get stops. Like, that's where it all starts, is on defense. And on offense, it was just kind of, you know, it just happened. You know, I mean, I'm not trying to go out there and find my points and find, you know, ways I can score. It was just, you know, my guy helped a little too much, and so I had a wide open layup or something. And, you know, that's just kind of the way it rolls. And that's kind of how you have to go every single day. Is offense, it'll come. You know, you just have to aggressive defensively and be able to focus on that, and then it'll all come later.
This is all clearly very exciting when you talk about increased exposure and national attention. How do you and your team handle it? Because it's only going to ramp up even more. BYU is one of the hottest teams in the country. A lot of people are saying some really, really confident and complimentary things about BYU. How do you handle it as a team?
I think we're a very veteran team. I think we understand, you know, what we can look at and be excited about and what we shouldn't look at. And, you know, we know what it's like. We know, like, kind of how it will be, and we knew that from the start. And we knew that if we start winning, then there's going to be, a big uproar on people. And so we just kind of have to stay, guarded a little bit as a team and just kind of focus on ourselves and what we're doing right now, and to be able to just, keep level head and just keep going every single day and trying to get better every day.
Zach, how have you changed the most as a player from freshman year to now as a veteran senior?
Well, one, I have a mustache. So that changes a lot of things.
Yeah, your hair's a little longer.
Yeah, a little longer. But I think I've just kind of grew every single year on a different part of the game. 1 year shooting, 1 year defense, whatever it is, just kind of brought it all together as a full player. And I think that's kind of where I've changed from being a freshman to a senior now, is being able to do almost everything possible and play every position and to be able to do it well. And so I think that's kind of where I've become great.
Polished is the word I would use, both the on and off floor. I want you to go
Polish
back and watch
in the mustache?
I want you to go back and watch your first interview that you did on BYU Sports Nation compared to the one you just did. That just
We'll send you the YouTube link.
the senior leadership is real, man. Yes.
Well, there is mustache polish, like wax, right?
Yeah.
Have you ever used that, or are you just a raw?
Oh, I have it. Don't worry. Yeah.
You have a little comb and everything?
Yep. It's all in
nice.
my
You got the
locker.
kit?
Yep. It's in there.
Yeah. Well, just a couple of guys have grown mustaches here.
Zach, let's give you some BYU Sports Nation karma for the approaching week in the West Coast Conference semifinals against whoever.
We won't see you for a week.
Yeah, but we will see you.
See you yeah. Trust me, we're going to be there Wednesday night. So if you need anything, let us know.
Thanks, Zach.
Thank you.
Okay, coming up.